Welcome to the 3BWaxing show. Today's topic is AHA versus BHA. So I will be talking about what the difference is between an alpha hydroxy acid versus a beta hydroxy acid, because for this past month, the month of March, the topic has been talking about chemical exfoliants and the benefits of them. And this week it was lactic acid, last week was salicylic acid, and yesterday I talked about lactic acid being an AHA, alpha hydroxy acid, and today I just wanted to really explain what the difference was between both of them and how they benefit your skin and why you need to know the difference between those. Welcome to the 3BWaxing show, MJXM98. Welcome. So that is today's topic. I'm going to go straight into announcements, which the only announcement I don't really actually have any announcements today. The only real announcement is like next week will be about glycolic acid, but there are no specific announcements today. Hey Reezy, welcome back to the 3BWaxing show. How are you? Good to see you. Today we're talking about alpha hydroxy acids versus beta hydroxy acids, so chemical exfoliation. Hey, Devi, the SD, welcome to the 3BWaxing show. Welcome back, I believe. So that is the topic. I'm going to do the announcements for anyone who is new. She said, hey, nice to see you. Oh, good to see you. I hope your 2021 is going good. I hope everyone's 2021 is going good. Hey, Debbie. I hope I said that right. Debbie the SD. Welcome to the 3BWaxing show. Slow-mo. V-Bell. Welcome. All right. So for those of you who are new, I do an intro to let you know who I am, what I do, a little bit about me, how to stay connected, and then I get into content, which today is about exfoliating. Debbie, the SD said, yes, you said it right. Yes. Wonderful. Debbie, the SD. So I'll do the intro and then we'll get into content. So welcome to the 3BWaxing show. Welcome to the 3BWaxing show. And so you remember, welcome to the 3BWaxing show. I am Becca, a pro waxer, skin therapist, and licensed esthetician since 2010. It was like last year I started saying license because it is important to get skincare information from a licensed esthetician. I'm licensed in California as well as Arizona. I help people remove unwanted hair, acne, discoloration, and ingrowns. Those are my specialties, so if you have any of those, I can help you. I do this through full body waxing with hard wax, mostly chemical peels, facials, my products, and now I've been doing more skin consultation calls since the whole shutdown of everything, so skin consultation calls. I have my own product line, which helps with all those things like acne, ingrown, discoloration. There's two main things. One's the acne and ingrown pads, and then the fruit enzyme pads. They're both chemical exfoliants, great for sensitive skin. You can use on face and body. I wholesale to other estheticians. That is a lot of the focus of March as well. Hey, Pure Luxe Salon, welcome to the 3BWaxing show. Doing the intro and then we're going to get into content. I also help estheticians start their own product line. I've helped a lot of estheticians start their own product line, whether it be pads or something else, soaps, cleansers, serums. I help estheticians start their own salon suite, attract clients, and improve their waxing technique through different classes, courses, ebooks, and the show. Wednesday through Friday, I go live at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I know I have a lot of people who are on the East Coast that follow. So I go live 3:26 p.m. Wednesday through Friday. And if you want to know about waxing information, I recommend you join the Wax Lounge. If you want to know about skincare ingredients like what we're talking about today, then you want to join the lab. I email the lab skincare information, but also when I go live, because my whole goal with the lab and things like this is that I want you guys to be educated in ingredients, whether you are just doing it for yourself or if you're an esthetician. I like to educate on ingredients, so join the lab. Debbie, the SD, said, do you private label the products or just sell? I do private label, meaning like if you are you're an SD, obviously it's in your name. So if you wanted to sell the pads in your salon, then you can do that. Just email me and I'll give you the information for the wholesale rate. But yes, I do that. And you can either use my label or you can create your own label. And once you order, I show you how to create your own label. If you want to create a label similar to mine, I show you like the designer I use and all that stuff and the research, because I did have to do quite a bit of research with having sales look. But yes, I wholesale the pads, which I wish there's someone who emailed me with that question, and I wish they were on here because I have not responded back to the email. It's just easier to just do the video of it, like, hey. But yeah, good question. And then the other email list, so I was talking about the Wax Lounge email list, the lab email list, and then I have the Salon Tea email list. That is for salon prep professionals, where I send out information to help you improve your career whenever I do specials on courses, classes, and those kind of things. Yeah, so Salon Tea is the other thing. And those are all on Instagram at 3BWaxing. Click the link in the bio and you can join those. All right, so content. So we've been talking about exfoliation because this month I'm focusing on the pads and different ingredients in them. Not just because I'm, showing the pads off, but also because I want you to understand the importance of ingredients. So we first started this conversation around chemical exfoliation and why it's so important. Chemical exfoliation is going to make your skin look fresh, younger, increase collagen. It'll help your waxes get better. That's why I really started the pads, to help with ingrowns and then help people's waxes be better. So there's a lot of benefit to exfoliation. Now, people often hear like AHA, is it a BHA? Or when I'm in the salon, people would be like, oh, is it an AHA, a BHA? And they kind of don't even know what they're talking about. They just equate it to exfoliation. So I really wanted to break it down, because I think a lot of times there's a lot of skincare jargon, but not a lot of people know what it's actually meaning. So we talked about AHAs yesterday. Alpha hydroxy acid. That's what it stands for. When you hear people say AHA, alpha hydroxy acid, that is a form of exfoliation. Like yesterday, we talked about lactic acid. Lactic acid is an AHA. Glycolic is an AHA. It is exfoliating, and yesterday I talked about how it's basically exfoliating by removing the glue in between the skin, so that way that dead skin falls off. Welcome to the 3BWaxing show, Fifi. So how AHAs work is that it is exfoliating the uppermost level of your skin. So that top layer of your skin, it's, breaking up that glue so that way that dead skin falls off. That's an AHA. You're welcome. Now, BHAs, they're chemical exfoliants as well. They are working a lot deeper. So they are going into the pore and pulling that stuff out and working inside the pore. So if you think about, if you need help remembering this, because I love to find ways to remember things. Hey, Divine Goddess 42, welcome to the 3BWaxing show. If you have trouble remembering this, a good way to think about it is the alphabet. A, you're starting to learn the alphabet with A, and then if you're going to learn the next letter, B, you're getting deeper into the alphabet. Easy way to remember. So A, surface level, B, deeper. Alpha hydroxy acid, surface level, uppermost layer of the skin. B, goes deeper into the pore. It basically degreases, but that's a good way to remember if you're having trouble remembering what the difference between AHA and BHA. And I didn't talk about what BHA stand for. I don't know if I did, but it stands for beta hydroxy acid. So you have your alpha hydroxy acid and your beta hydroxy acid. Both chemical exfoliants, both good for, exfoliating and ingrowns and acne. Now, beta hydroxy acid is a little bit better for acne because it's going deeper into the pore. Alpha hydroxy acid, or AHA, is water soluble. Beta hydroxy acid is oil soluble. That's why when I say salicylic or beta hydroxy acid goes into the pore and works with getting the oil out and the sebum out, the extra sebum and stuff. Hey, NCDG32, welcome to the 3BWaxing show. So those are the two. Now some examples of them. Alpha hydroxy acid, there's lactic, there's glycolic. There's actually a lot more. I should have done a list. Taric. I don't know if I'm saying right. That's why I didn't really want to say that. But the pads have glycolic and lactic in them. They also have salicylic, which is a beta hydroxy acid. I'm only really familiar with salicylic acid as a BHA. I'm not too sure on other, or I haven't studied or used a lot of BHAs that were not salicylic acid. But for purposes of what we've been talking about, the pads and the show, you really only need to know about salicylic acid. For the AHAs, they are exfoliating, but they also can be hydrating. They can be like humectants. BHA, I don't want to say it's totally drying because that's not always true. Like the pads have salicylic acid in them, but they don't have any alcohol, and then they have lactic and glycolic to help hydration. But a lot of times you can really dry out your skin with salicylic acid because salicylic acid is really good for acne and works really well. It's really strong. Like I mentioned last week, salicylic acid is actually considered a drug in the United States. So that's something that I had to learn as I created my labels. And for anyone who wholesales from me, when I give them all my research information of creating labels. But salicylic acid can be drying, but is really great for oily skin. And then they say, lactic and glycolic is really good for dry skin. Now, what do you do about products that have both? That's great. You're getting dual things. That's why I wanted salicylic and lactic and glycolic in the pads, is because you're getting it helping with acne and also getting it exfoliating the surface. You're doing multiple things with pads. Multi-acid pads. You're getting a lot of things going on. Hey, Belle 1521, welcome to the 3BWaxing show. So what I like to say is that I like my products and the products that I recommend my clients to do a lot more than just one thing. That goes for serums, that goes for spot treats, and that's why I really talk about a lot of ingredients on here. Or when I talk about a product, I talk about multiple ingredients, because you could be needing to do something to your skin and you may only really need one product. You just need to use it differently. And my goal is to help you with that. So you can be using the pads for your acne with the salicylic acid, but you could also be just doing like a rejuvenation exfoliation treatment because it has glycolic and lactic. So there is a sensitivity test on here that I created, and it says to, when you first use the pads, use it for 15 minutes and then rinse off. And that's to see how your skin reacts. Like, you will be able to decide how long you need to put it on. But you can continue that process depending on what you're trying to do. So you can use the pads under steam. You can just use the pads, take it off real quick. You can use the pads, go to sleep in it. There's multiple ways you can use not just the pads, any other product, but since we're talking about the pads, the product, so that you're getting the most benefit of what you need. So that's why I think it's very important to understand what's inside your products and what they're doing. So you're like, okay, I know this is doing that. I know this is doing that. And I'll use this, use that. Like, I just want you to be able to understand what you're putting on your skin and why you're putting it on. And then as you progress and learn more, you'll be able to mix and match. And then it's all about ingredients and not really about brands. It's really all just about ingredients at that point. And then for the estheticians who follow me, because I know a lot, I hope that this is valuable to you, because it's giving you ways that you can explain to your client better the ingredients. And then if you didn't know much about these ingredients, it's a good refresher, because in school we learn this stuff, but it is like to pass a test. And then you go out in the real world and you know the stuff in theory, but then you have to use it. And then as you continue to practice, that's why they call it esthetician practice, you get familiar with how things work with people's skin and that kind of stuff. So it's very liberating to be like, oh my gosh, I get to use what I learn and really like see how it works on people. So I think that's a cool thing about being an esthetician and how this can help other professionals. Hey, SR23, welcome to the 3BWaxing show. So that is all I have. We'll open up for questions on what I talked about today for a little bit. Next week, I'll be talking about glycolic acid. And then if you found this useful and you're working on your skin, I created a perfect skincare guide on ways to identify your skin type and then product suggestions for that skin type. And little skin tips. So it's a free guide that I created. Click the link in the bio on Instagram at 3BWaxing. You can grab it, pick it up. Also, a little side note, just because somebody messaged me about this today. When you get that free guide, whenever you get any free guide from me, you're going to go get an offer. It's like a one-time offer. That's a ridiculous deal. And one of those offers includes, and it's only for a short period of time, so you got to act fast on it. That's basically what I'm going to say, is that whenever you grab something for free, I will always offer you something as a deal, and you want to grab it in that time frame, because then it won't be available. Hey, Charine Bispo, welcome to the 3BWaxing show. So if there are no questions, I'm going to end this live. Again, my goal is to help you all really understand what is in your products and really understand how you should be using things. And then I have AHAs and BHAs in here, so it helps a lot of people. And then you can use it in different ways, and you can use it on your face and body. Reezy Love said, thank you for the information. You are welcome. You have a wonderful day. All of you, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, whether you're on the West Coast, East Coast, or out of the country. And have a blessed weekend. I will see you next week. Take care.